George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Well, mark your calendars because the Cuse Connection is coming up in July, actually, and we are here to give you what to expect with the president of Cuse Connection and what Cuse Connection is. Roy Neal joins us now. Of course, it is when people come back home. It's a reunion. It's a block party. It's all of the above. But we're so glad to have Roy Neal here to break it on down. And Roy, what is Cuse Connection, and how did it actually get started?
Well, Cuse Connection is a nonprofit 501(c) organization that started in 2008. We presently have 19 members, and most of them grew up in the old 15th Ward. And basically, we understand what has happened in Syracuse with the displacement of the community. A lot of jobs left. When I came home in 1973, Syracuse was listed in the top 10 in buying power of all cities its size. And since then, George, that Miller's Brewery, Miller's is still here, but Anheuser, is it Miller? Miller's
no,
left.
Anheuser-Busch is still here. Miller's gone.
Anheuser-Busch is still here, but if you think of all the industry we had General Motors, we had Chrysler, we had GE, Carrier. You can go on and on. Syracuse was booming in 1973. Most of these municipalities moved out, and the community left with them, pretty much. So those of us who stayed, we said, look, we need to give people a reason for coming home, because you would see people invariably as they come in from different places. So with the idea came, why don't we do something here in Syracuse that would bring people back together, bring back their ideas, and share them. So what we thought about, we said we got to have a reason. So we started, our theme became education. So we've been meeting monthly, but lately, then we broke it down. We ratcheted it down to every 2 weeks. Now it's down to a week. So what we have planned is on, July the 11th at the Doubletree at Carrier Circle, we have what we call meet and greet, where people come from outside of Syracuse as well as local people, and we get together and we have a good time. There'll be food, there'll be a DJ, and there'll be plenty of time to get ready for the weekend. Okay, the next day, that Saturday, we'll be at Janesville Beach, and the time for the Doubletree will be from 5 to 10. The next day, we'll be at Janesville Beach from I believe 12 to 5. And we have a barbecue, we have a caterer that we rented, and we got a fish fry, of course, you got barbecue chicken and the whole works. And then that Sunday, we're going for a sit down, and that's really the highlight of what we're doing. We are bringing, we generally have 5 children. We go through the schools and we find out who the graduating seniors are going to school, going to further their education. We have them to write an essay. In the past, we had 100 Black men to choose the winners. This year, we have in the United Negro Women. And we're set to give the 5 that they choose $1,000 a piece going to school. Wow. You and I know we're going to college. $1,000 is a lot of money to
yes, it is.
give a student to go to school.
Look, 500, 200, any money.
5 anybody else. So that's what we plan to do. And then we have some community awards for people like Mary Nelson, who everybody in Syracuse should know by now with all the giveaways that she's done down here in the community down on Salina Street. We got what we call a Jimmy Collins Award that we give. Jimmy Collins was the first Afro-American to play professional basketball. So we have an athlete, a scholar athlete that's going to college that we pick for that award. We have the Manny Breland Award, who everybody know who Manny Breland is. We have the Bill Bill Pride is
Well,
receiving that award.
but everyone knows who Manny Breland is, but everybody doesn't know. So tell us.
So if you didn't know who Manny Breland was, Manny Breland is a former Syracusan, born and raised in Syracuse, lived in Pioneer Homes, and went on to get a scholarship at Syracuse University. Played on a great Syracuse basketball team along with Jim Brown. When I met him, he was my eighth grade math teacher. And later he became our basketball coach at Central Tech. He won 2 championships there. He was chosen an administrator at Fowler High School as well as Central Tech. And I don't know if I mentioned he was one of the first Afro-American basketball players at Syracuse University, one of the first.
Yes.
And he's on the wall downtown. If you ever been down to the police station and look across the street on a big wall, you'll see a picture of Manny Breland.
The mural.
A mural. You'll see a mural. But he was a very, very inspiring to me. He was my basketball coach. We happened to give him his first championship basketball team. And then later, my brother, along with Terry Neal, along with Max Jones and some others, they won the championship as well. But he was everybody in Syracuse that knew athletics knew who Manny Breland was. So if that's enough, I can go on and on because
I never want to take for granted what somebody, because you never know who's watching, who's listening for the first time. And, we know Manny Breland as a legend in our community, but it's always good to put a little something on it so people will really understand the breadth of who he is.
You're absolutely right. And Jimmy Collins, I didn't mention, he was the first Afro-American to play in the NBA. He was the first round draft choice of the Chicago Bulls. I had the luxury or the pleasure of playing with him on the greatest team in New Mexico State history. We won 28 games and lost 3. And Jimmy was he went in the first round to the Chicago Bulls. So he passed away. It's been about 3 years he passed away. And we want to, he was like Manny. Everybody that's locally that follows sports knew who Manny Breland and Jimmy Collins were. So we wanted to do something, keep it going. We got permission from his wife to use his name, and we give an award to an outstanding senior. This year is a young man from Nottingham. Okay, Carmen Harlow has been doing a great job in Syracuse. We're giving a Carmen Harlow Award. Carmen went to local schools. He was born and raised here. He told me that he was from I knew he had a large family. He was from a large family. He shared with me that his family occupied two apartments in the Syracuse housing in the Pioneer Homes. He played football for Nottingham. He got a full scholarship to Syracuse University. Who was a great football player. He injured his shoulder. He graduated from SU, came back to the community and started his own Hall of Fame award that he gave periodically. And I was one of the recipients, and quite a few people have been honored by Carmen. And we just thought that it would be only natural to give something back to him. Joanne Stevens passed away. Leslie Stevens' sister passed away, and Leslie is our founder. Joanne was a member of SUN, and
that's Syracuse United Neighbors. Go ahead. Yeah.
Syracuse United Neighbor, and when Joanne passed away, we voted, and Twiggy Bilyeu will be the recipient of that award this year. So, but you can't say enough about Mary Nelson. I don't know if anybody who's probably done more for Syracuse, even Oprah Winfrey cited her. I don't know if you know this, but Oprah came in and
I was there. I was there. Listen. The picture on one of my websites is of me at that event when Oprah came to Mary Nelson.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She was. I mean, that was big, And it's. I find all these people I know. Mary Nelson was when I came home in 1973. My first job was at Eastwood. It was a junior high then. Seventh, eighth, and ninth used to be junior high, but she was a student there, and so we have a real good relationship that dates way back. So we just thought that how can you do anything without honoring Mary Nelson? So,
and of course, Mary Nelson, among many other things, has the Mary Nelson Youth Center. That's where Oprah came and gave it a gift. Also, the
she
youth
got a food pantry too, doesn't she?
food pantry. She also does the backpack giveaway in August, and barbecue, and now recently the Amazon boxes.
Look, you're right. Listen, we've had a huge truck to pull up in front of her center where everything was blocked off and people had all kind of appliances that were donated from, uh, I mean, just air conditioners, everything, things that you wouldn't imagine that people would donate to give away. And she's always done things during holidays, Christmas,
Yeah.
and so. But other than that, we expect to have Bill Pride is. Uh, I can't go without mentioning Bill Pride. Bill Pride came from Alabama, and he went to the local schools here. He was a Central Tech graduate. He opened up Pride's Place. Probably when you came here, there was a nightclub called Pride's Place. He was co-owner in that, and he played basketball too. He played for OCC, and we call him pro. He was just as prolific as Jimmy Collins. He played semi-pro. He's turning 80 years old. I believe he's a lawyer. He lives in Pennsylvania, and he's coming back to Syracuse. His family gave me a call and asked is it for permission to honor him on his 80th birthday with a cake. And I told him, bring him on. I mean, we would all love for him to come back. Plus, the family has an award that they give. They award scholarships to minority students, and they get a monthly stipend during school. So even though he left Syracuse, he's doing what we wanted others who are no longer here to do, to come and give back, because that's been the legacy for many of us, where people have cited, have come back and other words, I'm saying we stand on the shoulders of those who were before us, and Bill Pride is certainly one that most of your local Syracuse will remember, not only from his great prowess as a basketball player, but also as just a great human being.
So let's talk about it. And I love the deep history of some of the names that you've mentioned, that some I know and some I don't know, or I don't know as much as you know about them. So I love that, and that's the beauty of the Cuse Connection, because you get to connect people to the history and the legacy of this great community, especially our community. So let's talk about it. So let's go with those dates. July 11th is the meet and greet. That'll be where?
That's going to be at the DoubleTree at Cary Circle.
DoubleTree Cary Circle.
From 6 to 10.
Now, is that kind of an informal thing? What is that?
It's going to be informal. That it'll be informal. We'll have food. We'll have a DJ there.
Okay. But it's not the sit down, which is the Sunday night.
Now, the sit down is the get down, where you dress to impress, to impress.
Yes.
And you're going to have a great program, a great dinner.
Yeah.
And it's for a great cause. We're really pushing this education thing with the essays. You can't say enough about it. We know, unless with the average inner city Syracuse youth, unless you give the essay form to a parent, our kids hate to write essays. But for $1,000, we're finding that we passed out quite a few, and we're anticipating at least 5. But we really want parents to get behind their kids. The way out of Syracuse, as you know, is one of the poorest Black communities in the nation.
Yeah.
In order to get kids out, in order to improve our lot in Syracuse, education has to be the coinage of the 21st century. You cannot put more emphasis on education. Myself, I have two daughters that just finished. One finished, John Quell, she finished at Clark Atlanta University. Then she went on to Ohio State. Now she's a lawyer, got her own business, got her own business in law firm in Atlanta and Houston. And Kiara just locally, just lately got her graduating from, and she has two kids. Kiara has two kids. She's graduating from Southern New Hampshire University. And I know that that's something that my wife and we push for. And I think from a parental point of view, if we let kids know that this is our values, then they will try to be whatever we want them to be. And our young people have a lot of potential, as you know.
Yes.
They just need to be encouraged and encouraged to be the best that they can be. In the district that we live in, it's no child left behind, and it's for a reason.
You know, Roy, you talked about the expectations, right? And if you set those expectations, and I think for those of us who have seen our children excel, it's because those expectations have been set. But but there's resources in the community. You talk about these essays. Many of our organizations have scholarships that go begging because kids don't apply, or they and I don't know what that is. Or and you find
I could answer that, George. I could answer that. I taught 35 years in the Syracuse City School District. I retired in 2010. I still work for the university and for the school district. And what our young people do not like to write is one thorn in our side, and math is another. And those are some areas that we got to improve it on, because writing is nothing but words written down. And this is my 50th year, by the way, and I enjoy it. It's what I do, and hopefully we can get other parents to see how important it is. The way out of a poverty situation could be your kids.
Yeah.
I told John Quell to build me a house.
Did she build it yet?
No, well, she's in it now. She's in it right now.
I hear that.
I got a room. I told her just keep my wife and I a room. We got a place. We got a place to go.
Yeah, and I actually was at your retirement in 2010. I think I gave you your certificate.
Oh, you were there, weren't you? And George, and you know, we have to say something about church too, man. Church is something that a lot of our people have gotten away from. But you know, church has been it's been a way out. When I interview parents, when we have orientation, you know, because I'm in alternative now, I encourage people to visit our church and bring their kids, because it takes them out of the street. We just had a situation where 4 kids got shot this past weekend, and one, I understand, died up on was it Westmoreland?
Yeah.
Died. And church is a way to, it's one of the ways that we can account for where our kids are. The boys club is another one. Hamilton Street.
Well, you got Fayette Street right there.
East Fayette Street, East Fayette and Shiner Street. That's another. Then summer camp is another way. We got to get our kids out the street, hanging on street corners. And there are going to be jobs. And lastly, I wanted to point out that the age group. Micron is partnering with OCC. The age group, I believe I shared with somebody, I believe it was 35 to 55 year olds they're offering opportunity for parents to go back to school, or people that age group to go back to school and partner with OCC so that they can get a job with these 22,000 jobs getting ready to come to Syracuse.
Wow.
With a 2-year degree.
We should tell people what the cost of the weekend is and how do they get tickets.
Well, the cost of the program is going to be $45 for the meet and greet, and $45 for the picnic, and $75 for the Sunday affair.
Sunday affair. All right. And the Sunday affair is going to be at the DoubleTree again?
It's going to be at the DoubleTree again from 6 to 10. And we're raffling off, by the way, we're having a raffle that we have first prize a 50-inch Roku TV, second prize a treadmill, third prize a laptop computer, and fourth prize a $100 gift card. And we're doing this part of this, the reason for this, in order to account for what we're paying, as you know, to rent a hotel nowadays is very expensive, and to give each child $5,000 is very expensive. So this is one way that we fundraise, and we do ask for donations, but they can call me at 315-383-9760. I will repeat it if they're interested in helping out. Roy Neal, 315-383-9760. And by the way, Frank Malfitano is getting an award. We're not, how can we forget Frank? Frank had a stroke. And for those of us who don't know who Frank Malfitano is, Frank, I met Frank in the early 80s. We were running a tournament, Donnie Fielder basketball tournament at Wilson Park. Frank, for the championship, Frank appeared out of nowhere with cable TV at Wilson Park on scaffolds, and they filmed the whole event. Can you imagine what that meant for someone to come down, for the cable company to come down in the community and film the whole program? And I'll tell you, it was so much excitement because they ran it for about a month. The championship. We had a junior championship, a senior championship. Later, I saw Frank when my son my youngest son was assassinated, and Frank came to the funeral. I've gone fishing with Frank. Frank started, little did I know, I used to live in Detroit as a child. Frank started this jazz fest in Detroit on Jefferson Street. As my wife and I would venture to Detroit on our way out, we always could hear the entertainment with all the great Motown stars and stuff. So when I met Frank and he told me who he was, we became very good friends. When I heard that Frank was sick, I didn't wait to give his flowers. We said, it was brought up in our meeting, that why don't we honor Frank Malfitano, because I'm sure that he would appreciate it, and he's very happy that we are. He's already accounted for. He and his wife are coming, and hopefully some of their friends. But we're making this a community event, and all are welcome.
Of course, Frank Malfitano, the founder of Syracuse Jazz Fest, as well. All right, so you can call Roy Neal. What's the number again, Roy?
315-383-9760.
And do you guys have a website?
We have a website.
CuseConnections.com, maybe?
Yeah, it's Cuse Connection Facebook.
Oh, Cuse Connection on Facebook. All right, so Cuse Connection on Facebook, as we can find out more information. One more, the phone number for ticket information.
315-383-9760.
Look, and you can find Roy Neal anywhere in town. You can't miss him.
I've been here all my life. My son is buried here, and my wife and I, we just we love Syracuse. I had an opportunity to go to LA. I went to New Mexico State University. I had cousins who lived in LA that I would visit. They wanted me to come to LA. My mom was here on this coast. I have two brothers, Tom and Terry. I had a sister at the time, Dorothy, who was a banker, lived in Detroit. And it was just something that beckons, man. There's something about the Four Seasons. Even though we braved the winter with spring come, you start hearing the birds. I didn't know how great an impact Syracuse had on me until I went all the way on the other side of Texas to New Mexico State University to go to college. When I got out there, I really, really missed Syracuse. And when it was all over with, I came back home. And it's been, even though it's been some sad times, the happy times really, the kinds of things that I'm doing, I'm fulfilling my purpose. I won't be here forever, but I enjoy doing what I'm doing and meeting people like yourself, George. It keeps me young, man. It keeps me going forward. And if I was in Atlanta somewhere, I would just be taking care of myself, and I wouldn't have a purpose for being around 75 years, man.
Well, Roy Neal, we thank you so much for the work you're doing in the community. Cuse Connection, check them out on Facebook as well. Mark your calendars, July 11th, 12th, and 13th, starting at the DoubleTree for the meet and greet with a party and the DJ and some food. And then Saturday, Janesville Beach, there will be the cookout with some more food. And then there'll be the sit-down dinner with the honorees on Sunday night. A great weekend. Cuse Connections. Roy Neal, we thank you so much. President of Cuse Connections here on Inspiration for the Nation.
Thank you, George. And at that picnic, we're gonna have freshwater fish along with saltwater fish to go along with, how we like fish.
I know that's right. Some of it you might even go get.
Yeah. I fish. Look, freshwater. We're gonna have crappies and bluegill, which most people ask for when you say freshwater. But saltwater is basically what everybody else serve, whiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but George, we appreciate you, man. I'll see you in church Sunday.
Yes, sir. You will.
Okay. God bless you.
God bless. Okay. Well, today you see me later.
Yeah.
See me later.
Yeah. Okay.
Amen.
Okay.
All right, we talk. Roy Neal, President of Cuse Connections.